Now, it promises to be the place where Labour-minded people can come together. A new left-wing website, labourlist.org, has been launched in an attempt to revive the left's fortunes online. While not formally linked to the Labour Party, the site's bloggers include Cabinet Ministers Peter Mandelson and Douglas Alexander, and it's been set up by one of Labour's original spin doctors, Derek Draper. But will anyone actually want to come together on this site? At the moment, the right holds most of the sway on the net, with conservative blogs like Guido Fawkes and Conservative Home among the most popular British political sites. Despite ideas like Web Cameron, both parties still have a pretty limited online presence. That's in contrast to America. Democratic presidential candidate Howard Dean paved the way in 2004, and Barack Obama learnt the lessons. His online campaign changed the way politicians raise money, organise supporters and advertise, and it took him all the way to the White House. The president-elect's website generated $500 million in campaign contributions, with an average donation of just $80. To spread the word, Obama's campaign generated an email list that was 13 million addresses strong, and they used social networking applications, taking ideas from sites like Facebook. 2 million people created online profiles, which they used to coordinate campaigning at grassroots level. The founders of Labour List have met members of Obama's online team to learn from their success. But will it work over here in the face of declining party membership and with political coffers running low? Well, Derek Draper is with me now, along with Tim Montgomery, who's editor of conservativehome.blogs.com, which is independent from the Conservative Party, but where conservative debate certainly thrives. I mean, it's pretty damning that it's taken until 2009 for the left to get itself organised this way, and it makes you look a bit out of touch, doesn't it?
Yeah, but come on, I mean, give us credit for getting our act together now. I mean, I think that the Labour Party actually has been doing some good things in terms of virals and some of the campaigning it's been doing online, but the big, massive gap has been in what's called the blogosphere. You know, we've got Tim's fantastic website, if you're a Tory, Ian Dale, you've mentioned Guido Fawkes, you know, and although there are some good Labour bloggers like Tom Watson, we just weren't there in the way that we had to be. So that's why I took on this challenge of trying to make sure that if you're Labour-minded and you want to go and look at some politics on the internet, there's somewhere for you to go, and there is now.
What's the secret? Because the thing about Conservative Home is that it actually has real debate on it that influences the Conservative Party.
Well, I don't want to be a Conservative MP, and probably if I had ambitions in the past, they're probably dead now, because Conservative Home is incredibly independent. We poll grassroots members every month. We find out what they think. We try and represent them. And so sometimes that's different from the leadership's view. And I think the challenge for Derek is actually to build a blog which, yes, wants the Labour Party to succeed, but actually really represents the Labour movement as well. It isn't just the plaything of the leadership, which is going to be the suspicion because of your past connections.
And because of the launch,
actually you will.
I mean, let's just take a look
at
the site. I mean, that's Tim's site, and you know the stuff on there that you know you've got a contribution from Howard Flight, who's hardly a sort of mainstream Conservative member. But if you go to Derek's new Labour List website, and this is taking a little while to come up, but it will come up eventually, I'm told.
And you've got a link there, just while we're waiting. Andrew Lilliker, questioning the Conservatives' National Loan Guarantee Scheme as a terrible idea. There is that need to have a different view from what the leadership's saying.
Well, my technology's broken, so I can't bring your website up. What I was going to say is that you've got Peter Mandelson and you've got a load of sort of anti-Tory stuff on there, and it's not really about debating where Labour's going.
Well, if we could see it, which would be great, you would see, first of all, that the quote of the day is from John Mann MP, saying the government has to change its mind on what it's doing about miners' compensation. And one of the most popular posts that we've had is from the chair of Labour Students, saying that the situation on top-up fees has to change. So there will be debate on Labour List, no doubt about it, but will also be a place where if you're Labour, you can go to get the arguments against the Tories. If you go on it now, you'd see Gordon Brown saying something about the new Tory poster. I think you can do both. I think you can
but that makes it feel official, doesn't it? Well, when you've got Gordon Brown on the front page.
No, of course it doesn't make it. Well, it makes it feel official. It makes it feel Labour. You know, he's the Labour Prime Minister, so we're going to hear from Gordon. We're going to hear from other cabinet members, but we will hear from all about, as Tim calls it, the movement, and we will hear opposing views and views that question what the government's doing.
Do you think
you
know, either of your websites or British political parties in general can use the web to raise money in the way the Americans have?
I think that's one of the most important things that will really transform the web in Britain. At the moment, I think one of the reasons why the political parties haven't invested in the web in anything like the same way that American political parties is that my party, the Conservatives, can still rely on very big business people to fund the Conservative Party. The unions fund the Labour Party. What Barack Obama had to do, because he didn't have big money in the same way, is he had to go to real Americans and he had to produce a website that they would be interested in contributing to. We won't ever really see the web reach American proportions until there are strict limits on what big business, big unions can give to the political
Is this your
parties.
bigger hope?
No, I mean, I think it's true. You'd want to try and raise money in that way, but it's not just about money, it's about involvement. I mean, I'd like to see what Obama did happen here, which is that the parties reach out to their supporters and say, look, you don't have to be a member, you don't have to go to meetings, you don't have to have been doing it for 20 years to join the campaign. Come and do a street stall, help us do some canvassing. I mean, not Labour List, but the Labour Party itself is launching a virtual phone bank where any party member can phone from home floating voters in marginal seats and input the details directly into their computer, which will be fed through to the Central Labour HQ. Now, what that's saying is anybody and everybody can join in with campaigning wherever they are, and that's a massive innovation. That's an Obama-style innovation that we're going with.
We'll have to leave it there. Derek Draper, Tim Montgomery, thanks very much.